Hey, everyone! Today we're diving into the wild world of Reddit, specifically the subreddit Am I Overreacting? Buckle up, we've got some shocking stories, and trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end. Let's jump right in.
Story 1.
Am I overreacting for feeling betrayed by my best friend choosing my ex over me? Again and again? 18 years old female, have been best friends with fictitious name, Gnome. 18 years old female, since 5th grade. We were part of a close-knit friend group of 5 girls and stayed that way through 10th grade. Then Gnome and I transferred to a new school together for 11th and 12th. From the start, I've always kind of been scared of her. She's very dominant, attention-seeking, and controlling. If I disagreed with her or said no, she'd get mad, give me the silent treatment, or guilt-trip me. But we always made up, and I held on to the friendship because of our history and because when things were good, they were really good. When we started at the new school, I didn't know anyone else. I thought at least I'd have her, but on day 1, she made new friends and completely left me out. I sat alone during lunch while she was off with her new group. I literally cried in the bathroom. When I brought it up, she blew up at me, called me an attention seeker, and then ghosted me for 4 months.
No explanation, no apology.
Then one day, she just started talking to me again, like nothing happened. Later that year, I started dating a guy from our class, someone she'd had a situationship with before. She told me it was okay, but also made weird comments, like encouraging me to dump him later. I liked him, so I stayed with him. Even though she said she was fine, she and my boyfriend stayed very close. They openly flirted, used pet names, and acted like a couple. During a fight between me and my boyfriend, I was sitting next to Gnome when she got a text from him, saying he wanted to date her. I was heartbroken. Instead of supporting me, she told me not to say anything because she didn't want to lose him as a friend. I felt completely betrayed. Eventually, my boyfriend dumped me over a misunderstanding. I replied to a guy on Snapchat who'd been bothering me. After that, he turned on me, started spreading rumors, insulting me, and worst of all, got his friend, let's call him Finn, to mess with me. Finn added me on Snapchat, acted like he liked me, said he wanted to date me. I said I wasn't ready, but we could be friends. After a few days of normal conversation, he randomly sent me a disgusting message. He called me a SLNT and ugly, then said it was all a joke. My ex had told him to do it. I felt completely broken. Betrayed by my ex, humiliated by his friend, and worst of all, my best friend still stayed close with him. She continued calling him pet names, acting like he was the victim. When I tried to talk to her about how much it hurt, she brushed it off, told me I was making it all about myself, and acted like I was the dramatic one. At one point, I joked to someone that she and my ex might as well be dating. Gnome found out and exploded. She told our mutual friends not to talk to me, iced me out again, and then weeks later, started talking to me again like nothing happened. Now, she and my ex are closer than ever. They call each other darling, say I love you, and our friends joke that they'll get married. She threw him a birthday party and is super affectionate toward him in front of me, even though she knows how much it hurts. Whenever I try to talk to her about it, she either plays the victim or gets mad at me. Here's the confusing part. Despite everything, I still love her. She's been a huge part of my life. When she's genuinely kind to me, I cry because it reminds me of the version of her I miss. I don't want to lose her, but I'm emotionally exhausted. I feel like she treats my pain like an inconvenience. So, am I overreacting for finally confronting her about how she treats me and how close she is with my ex? Happy to clarify anything.
Comments.
1. You are underreacting. Start with you. Ask yourself, why would you subject yourself to this horrible treatment? Get therapy.
Drop them all.
Go live your life without toxicity. 2. Girl, what are you doing messing with these people? You know this girl doesn't like you and isn't your friend, right? I really hope she understands that. 3. Yo, real talk, mate, you're definitely not overreacting. This Gnome chick sounds more like an ogre, tbh. Way toxic, sounds like she's been playing you and all your feelings for God knows how long. Bestie's got your back, not stab it, you know? Dump her ass, And your ex too. Not worth the heartache. Trust me. Also, those who said it's okay for Noam and your ex, LOL, they're probably the same peeps who'd bail when shit hits fan. Do yourself a solid, cut em off. Keep your chin up. You got this. And just when you think that's bad, wait until you hear our next story.
Story 2. Am I overreacting for asking my wife to stay at her mom's after I caught her putting something odd in my coffee? I'm a 45 years old male really shaken and need advice to know if I went too far. My wife, a 48 years old female, and I have been married for 4 years, together for 7. She's always been so kind, always making my morning coffee, and we've had a good life together. English isn't my first language. I speak it well, but sometimes I struggle to explain feelings, so bear with me. For the past few weeks, I've been feeling off after drinking my coffee. Dizzy, nauseous, sometimes my hands shake. I thought maybe it's work stress or something I ate. But 2 days ago, I came home early and saw my wife in the kitchen dropping some kind of powder into my coffee mug from a small, unmarked vial. It wasn't sugar or creamer. It looked strange, like medicine or worse. When she saw me, she slipped the vial in her pocket and said it was just a new coffee mix. But her voice was shaky and she wouldn't look at me. That evening, I asked her calmly to tell me what it was. She said it was a natural supplement to help me feel better, but she couldn't say what it was or why there was no label. I got scared. Those symptoms I've been having aren't normal, and she's never hidden things before. I told her I needed space to think and asked her to stay at her mom's for a few days. She got upset, started crying, and said I was overreacting and breaking her trust. She left last night, and now she's texting me, saying it was nothing harmful and I'm making a big deal out of it. I kept the vial, but I'm too nervous to test it. I love her. She's my everything, but I'm scared she might be putting something bad in my coffee. Am I overreacting for asking her to leave? I can't sleep, and I keep checking the locks on the door, feeling paranoid in my own home. Please tell me if I'm wrong here. Update. Thank you all for your response. You guys really helped me clear my head. I was hesitant, but I called 911, and they said they'll look into it. I'm feeling worse each day, dizzy, weak, and my stomach's still off, so I'm heading to the hospital today to get checked out. My wife keeps texting, begging to come back, and saying it was just a herbal energy boost she found online, but she still can't explain why she hid it. I told her to stay at her mom's until I know more. I'm scared and exhausted, but I'll keep you all updated when I get answers. Thanks for making me feel like I'm not going crazy. Update 2. Hey everyone, I'm at the hospital. Sorry for not keeping you all updated. I'm not really feeling very well right now. Thanks so much for all your comments and support. The doctors ran some tests and said there's something off in my blood work, but they don't know exactly what yet. They're sending samples to a lab, and it'll take a couple days to get results. They told me to stay here for observation because of my symptoms, dizziness, nausea, and shaking. So it's getting worse very quickly. I gave the vial to the police when they stopped by earlier, and they're testing it. They didn't say much, but their serious faces freak me out. My wife keeps calling and texting, sobbing, saying she's so sorry and it was just some herbal remedy from a friend to help me. But she's still dodging my questions about why she hid it, and it's making my head spin. I told her we can't talk until I'm out of here and know what's going on. She's at her mom's, but her texts are so frantic it's breaking my heart. I love her, but I don't think I can ever trust her ever again. I'm stuck in this hospital bed, and I feel so alone. I'll keep y'all updated when I hear from the lab or police. And speaking of terrifying, how about the next story?
Story 3. Am I overreacting for rethinking my engagement after my partner punched a hole in our door? So I, 22 years old female, have been engaged to my fiancé, 27 years old male, for a little over a year. We got into a fight the other night that honestly scared me more than I ever thought it would. We were arguing about something small that escalated way too quickly. He ended up backing me into the hallway near our bedroom and started yelling inches from my face. I told him this wasn't okay, that I needed some space, and I said I was going to stay at my sister's place for the night. As soon as I tried to walk past him, he punched straight through the closet door, hard enough to leave a massive hole. He said I was giving up on us and that running away wouldn't fix anything. I still left because I didn't feel safe. The next morning I came back and he tried to downplay it by saying, At least I didn't hit you. But honestly, that doesn't make me feel better. I've never seen him this angry before, and now I can't shake the feeling that this was a huge red flag. I keep thinking, if this is how he reacts to one heated argument, what happens the next time we fight about something more serious? I've always believed in working through problems, but violence, even if it's just against a door, makes me feel like I don't know who I'm with anymore. Am I overreacting for thinking about ending the engagement over this? Or is it justified to see this as a deal breaker?
Comments.
1. What he actually meant is, at least I didn't hit you this time. He's showing his hand. Please leave before you get married, and it becomes even harder. Please be careful though, because you do not know what he is capable of, and the missed punch came directly after you said you were leaving. He is very likely going to crash out in unpredictable ways when you actually leave him. If you don't have the support or resources to leave quickly, start plotting now. Start saving in a separate account, or hide cash really well if you have friends and family you trust. You need to tell them for support and also to keep you accountable from going back. If you can leave quickly and have someplace to stay, do not tell him until you are leaving. Or, at the very least, do not be alone in your place with him at all until you move after you tell him. It might even be easiest to pack and leave one day while he's out of the house. You do not owe him explanations or kindness. You need to keep yourself safe. 2. This man is not safe to be around. And don't let him guilt you with, "You're giving up on us." He should have thought about that before he got violent with you. Damn straight you're giving up on him, because you don't need to end up in the hospital someday because of him. 3. You're not overreacting. Punching a hole in the wall/door during an argument is a classic escalation of anger and intimidation. It's not "at least he didn't hit you." It's "he showed you how close he is to crossing that line." You told him you needed space, and he trapped you, then used violence right next to you. That's not just losing his temper, it's threatening behavior. Do you be right to treat this as a massive red flag and a deal breaker? People who do this often minimize it after the fact, but the reality is it's scary because it is scary. You deserve to feel safe with your partner, and if he can't control himself in a fight without resorting to violence, it's only a matter of time before it escalates. Trust your gut, it's telling you the truth. And we have an update. Hi everyone, I wanted to give an update since my last post got way more responses than I expected. I really appreciate all the advice and different perspectives. It honestly gave me the clarity I needed. After reading through the comments, I realized how many of you pointed out that this was violence, even if it wasn't directed at me physically. That really stuck with me. I had been trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad because he didn't hit me, but the truth is I didn't feel safe, and that should have been enough. I sat down with him tried to talk calmly about what happened. He kept saying things like, "I just lost control, it'll never happen again." But when I pressed him on why he thought it was okay in the moment, he got defensive and turned it back on me, saying I triggered him by threatening to leave. That was the final straw for me. I packed up some things, and I'm staying with my sister for now. It's been hard, but I already feel lighter not having to constantly justify behavior that made me uncomfortable. I don't know what the future holds, but I know I deserve to feel safe in my own home and in my relationship. Thank you all for pushing me to really reflect instead of minimizing what happened.
Comments.
I'm so proud of you, OP. I waited till things got way worse, and by that point, living cost me everything I had built and years of recovering afterwards. You may never know how much pain you have saved yourself from by being strong and decisive.
Solidarity.
I'm glad you're safe, but just be mindful. He may try to love bomb you to win you back. He'll promise you he'll change, he'll go to therapy. Don't believe him. He'll only change enough to make you think he's all better now and you'll still be in danger. Even if he actually does go to therapy, you can't trust that anything has changed and that he actually put in the work and didn't just go to a handful of sessions to learn some buzzwords to make you think he's changed. Have zero contact with him going forward if possible. If it's not, all communications should be through texts, and always bring someone with you if you have to meet him or go back to his place. If you have to go to his place, have the police come with you. Call the non-emergency number and explain the situation. They'll have a couple officers meet you there, and keep an eye on things. From abusive partners to toxic family. Story 4. Am I overreacting for choosing my fiancé over my brother? I am a 28 years old female and engaged to my fiancé, 29 years old male. We've been together 5 years and are planning our wedding that's coming up. My brother has never liked him, and things have gotten worse lately. At a family dinner, my brother started making comments about my fiancé's job, saying he isn't ambitious enough and that I could do better. He said it in front of everyone, and it was really embarrassing. My fiancé didn't say anything, but it bothered him. After dinner, my brother told me I was making a huge mistake by marrying him. He said I was throwing my life away and that I should listen to him because he knows me better than anyone. This isn't new. My brother has always had a problem with people I date. When I was younger, he would pick apart every boyfriend I had and act like I was wrong if I didn't agree. My parents think I should let it go and not cause drama, but I told my brother if he can't respect my fiancé, he doesn't need to be at the wedding, and now my family is upset. Am I overreacting? Comments. 1. You're not in the wrong. Your life is yours to do as you please. He thinks your fiancé isn't motivated enough? In life, people are motivated by different factors, not just money and jobs. Some people are motivated by enjoying a full life, not spending every minute working. Some people are motivated by traveling, and some by doing charitable work. Each and every person is different. If we were all the same, the world would for sure be a boring place. 2. He said his piece and you listened and made your own mind. He should have let it go and accepted your decision. Instead, he jumped into completely disrespectful territory and won't let it go. Personally, I wouldn't want someone at my wedding going round all day bad-mouthing my partner to anyone that will listen. You haven't banned him yet, but he has an easy choice to make. 3. Your brother is clearly in love with you. He will absolutely ruin your wedding and will not allow it to take place. Your parents should be getting him therapeutic help rather than ignoring his condition. But if you think that was awkward, wait until you hear about the guy who divorced his wife over Donald Trump.
Story 5. Am I overreacting for leaving my wife after finding out she voted for Trump because she thinks he's hilarious? Am I overreacting for leaving my wife after finding out she voted for Trump because she thinks he's hilarious? Throwaway. I'm a 35-year-old male. My wife, Sophia, is a 33 years old female. We've been married for 7 years. I've been doing amateur stand-up for about a decade, open mics, small local gigs. It's not my job, but it's a big part of who I am. Sophia's always been supportive in a practical way. She'll come to shows, help me rehearse, give me feedback, cover for me when I have late sets. But here's the thing. She's never once laughed at my jokes. Not a real laugh. If I ask, she just says it's not her type of humor. I've tried not to let it bother me, but honestly, it's always been in the back of my mind. Last week we were having drinks and politics came up. She knows my politics, and while never being outspoken, she always agreed with me. So it caught me off guard when I jokingly asked who she voted for, and she said Trump. I thought she was kidding. She wasn't. I asked why, and she just said, because he's hilarious. The way he talks, the faces, the chaos, it just cracks me up. No mention of policies or anything like that. Just that she thinks he's funny. I don't even know how to explain how weird that felt to hear. She's watched me try my hardest for years and never found me funny, but the guy whose whole shtick is being cruel and mocking people is what makes her laugh. I know it's just humor to her, but it's the kind of humor that I've always thought could be dangerous when people cheer it on. I made some stupid comment comparing it to dark moments in history, and she told me I was being ridiculous. Since then, I've been sleeping in the guest room and am making plans to stay with my parents for a while as I figure things out and find a divorce lawyer to get me out of this for good. I keep thinking about it and feeling sick. My friends say I'm overreacting, that not everyone laughs at the same stuff. But to me, it feels bigger than that. Am I overreacting? Edit. Stop delaying me asking for my material. This isn't about whether I'm actually funny or not. Comments. 1. Nah, you're good. I just ended a friendship with someone who is a MAGA supporter and kept pretending to not be one our entire friendship until her true colors came out. I'm queer, a feminist, autistic, secular, and a liberal. She's a cisgendered white woman who grew up in a predominantly white wealthy neighborhood, and she's very religious. Her whole family and her husband's are the same way. I grew up poor, almost homeless, dysfunctional family, and had a very rough and traumatic childhood. So already we both were very different right off the bat. Her remarks about black people and queer people always rubbed me the wrong way, but I tried giving her ignorance a benefit of the doubt. After a few years of putting up with her remarks of, I love living here because there's no black people or trans and non-binary people are attention seekers and just want to fit in, or rape victims have no excuse to get an abortion. They should go to Walgreens and get a Plan B. I had enough. It wore on me and my mental health. And it also made no sense why she wanted to be my friend if she was against everything I work so hard for. I'm a SW and have my MSW, currently working on my PhD. And my specialty is autism and gender studies. My whole academic career has been advocating for queer autistic folks. And to hear she's against helping them just made no sense to me and why she wanted to be my friend. So I ended it. She cried for like one day and then got over it real quick and started treating me like she never even knew me. She wasn't cordial or civil with me at all afterwards, and that's when I knew she never actually wanted to be my friend or cared for me as a person. She just wanted me around cause she was lonely and had no friends. Anyways, I'm so much happier now without her, and I love all of my other friends who were always there for me from the beginning, and now I only make close friendships with people who share very similar beliefs as me in order to avoid a toxic relationship like the one I had before. 2. Nah, you're good. A few months ago, we went to eat with my mother-in-law, and she was upset because she had just come from her sister's house after a heated argument. Her sister was berating her for voting for Trump and asking her how she was okay with the immigration rates. My mother-in-law's response was, I don't know anything about his policies. I just voted for him. That right there made me lose any sort of empathy I had for her and her financial situation she's been dealing with. Sorry, I can't show you empathy if you're not willing to show it toward others. Basically, I decided to cut ties with her in a sense that I will humor her on catch-up lunches and dinners, but will not make the extra effort to be involved in her life and will not be planning to have her move with us at a later time as she gets older and priced out of Cali. Too bad for her. 3. This is way bigger than just a difference in sense of humor. A difference in sense of humor is like, you think Step Brothers is the funniest movie ever, but I'm more of a Tropic Thunder kind of guy. We agree to disagree, but we still enjoy the laughs we get out of our respective movies. This is more like, I think stand-up comedy is funny, and you think putting brown people in cages is funny. My guy, we are not in the same ballpark. We ain't even playing the same sport. If you think taking away human rights and torturing innocent people is some form of comedy, you're a sick FNCK, not a comedy enjoyer. Now, how in the world someone manages to be married to a literal sociopath for 7 years and not realize it is beyond me. The complete lack of even just a snort or a giggle at his jokes should have been the biggest, waviest, brightest red flag in the goddamned world. My wife laughs at my stupid jokes, and I'm not even trying to be a comedian. Even vapid and shallow women at least pretend to laugh if they're interested in you. But nothing at all? Nothing? Buddy, she's been a soulless succubus this entire time, dude. Speaking of deal breakers.
Story 6. Am I overreacting about what I found on my husband's phone? So first-time poster, long-time scroller. Hope this is okay and in the right place? 26 years old female, was up early for work the other morning. My husband, 28 years old male, was still asleep. I couldn't find my charger, so I grabbed his phone off the nightstand to use the cable, and it lit up with like 15 notifications in a row. Normally, I'd never snoop, I actually hate that, but it just kept buzzing, so I looked. It was him and his best mate, Tim, 29 years old male, in a group chat with a couple other guys. They weren't talking about footy or work or whatever, they were literally talking about me. Our sex life. My body. Things I've told him in confidence. One of them even said that she'd look amazing if she tried X outfit/kink, and my husband replied, haha, she's into a thing I told him privately, but she doesn't want anyone to know. Like? I trusted him with that. That was our thing. I felt sick. It wasn't just that he was sharing, it was the tone, like they were rating me behind my back. Some stuff was flattering, but it also made me feel exposed, like I'm some story they all get to share. I haven't said anything yet. He has no idea, ISWA. I keep wondering if I'm overreacting because maybe guys just talk, but I can't stop thinking about it. Am I overreacting, or should I say something to him? I honestly feel like the trust is broken. It makes me feel sick that he could share such private things about me without even talking to me first. Most of all, my husband.
Comments.
1. That is a violation of intimacy. He knew you didn't want people to know that about your kink and didn't care how you would feel. Married people should be able to look at phones. That privacy argument is ridiculous and is not comparable. You need to make sure all your nudes, kink pictures/videos are erased, then approach him. Explain you didn't intend to see his messages, but have lost all respect for him and are not sure you can ever look at him the same again. Ask how long this has been going on and why he felt a group chat was the place to hurt you by sharing what he knew you didn't want shared. Sharing intimate details about your wife, who doesn't want them shared, is not the same as looking at a phone. Not the same. Do not let him change the tone of the conversation. 2. He crossed a boundary and betrayed your trust. Sharing your private life like that isn't just guy talk, it's disrespectful. You have every right to feel hurt and to confront him about it. 3. As a man, I'm sorry for the guys in the comments defending a group chat because nah, this ain't it. She literally said, I don't want anyone to know, and then he tells all his buddies. Some of you guys really don't know your friends because that changes their whole perspective on your wife. All they see is the woman who does certain things in private. They only perceive her in a dirty way and not the way she wants to be perceived. The fact one of them is already fantasizing about her in certain things or situations is honestly disgusting. You need to confront this man because he could be sharing other info about you, including pics or videos or other private info that's not even sexual. Confront him and leave him. You saw him as a husband, he saw you as an ego boost. And finally, let's move on to the last story for today.
Story 7. Am I overreacting? My ex-wife and her new husband legally made their last name my full forking name. You cannot make this shirt up. I was married once. My ex-wife blew it all to hell by cheating on me with one of my closest forking friends. That betrayal crushed me, but whatever, I rebuilt. She kept my last name after the divorce. Weird, but I let it go. Fast forward, she marries the guy she cheated with. Fine. Closure. Good for them. But here's where it goes off the rails. Her new husband's last name is the same as my first name. So when they hyphenated, their big, shiny new married surname is now my entire forking legal name. Imagine your name is David Carter. The guy she cheats with is named John David. They marry, hyphenate, and proudly announce themselves as Mr. and Mrs. David Carter, which is literally your name. They're on Facebook, smiling, posting, "Here's to the new official Mr. and Mrs. David Carter." Meanwhile, I'm staring at my phone thinking, holy fork, my ex-wife and her affair partner just legally rebranded themselves as me. And no, my name isn't common. People are going to see it and assume it's me. So tell me, am I losing my mind here, or is this just as completely forked up as it feels? Edit. I'm not on their social media. A mutual acquaintance sent me a screenshot with the adjoining text, WTF is wrong with them. Comments. It's a win on your side. You'll be a constant reminder, a constant presence weighing on their marriage. Every time she'll sign something, she'll think of you. Every time someone will call her by her full name, Mrs. John David, she'll think of you whether she wants it or not. Right now it's fine. They're in the honeymoon phase, but eventually they'll both feel it after every fight, every disagreement, especially if or when one of them cheat. Meanwhile, you have an objectively funny story to tell, sorry OP, and get to move on with your life. They don't. For them, moving on will be impossible.
And that's it for today's trip through Am I Overreacting? Which story do you think was the most insane, and who do you think was justified? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this roller coaster of drama, hit that like button and subscribe for more crazy Reddit stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.